Commotion overnight in this West Bexar County neighborhood, a shooting involving an off-duty police officer. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you more about it.
Glad to be alive. Very fortunate that I wasn't one of them that got really hurt.
A massive pileup on a Missouri highway, over 50 vehicles stacked on top of each other. In your morning headlines, hear from survivors about their terrifying experience and what authorities say happened.
Plus, we are checking in with the San Antonio Food Bank. We're going to be talking about the latest on the commemorative NFT sale in honor of Coach Pop's historic record and the latest on the need in and around San Antonio.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning and happy Friday. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us.
Yeah, happy Friday. It's March 18th. The weather's been great all week, and it's looking good for the weekend as well.
That's right. All right, let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. Like you said, almost a picture-perfect week out there. The sun is out, Justin Horn, and it is shining.
Ooh, it does look nice. You know, the one caveat there, though, is the wind. It was howling overnight. We've still got some gusty winds here. These winds are going to die down later today, so by this evening, it'll be nice. The weekend looks great, too, by the way. And right now, we're sitting in 52 degrees. A little chilly. I would say this is jacket weather. 46 right now in Kerrville, 52 in Del Rio. And we mentioned the weekend. Look at that, 78 degrees, mostly sunny, beautiful on Saturday. Sunday is nice, too. We just get a little more clouds late in the day, and then things change a little bit as we get into early next week. Looking at the wind gusts, we're still gusting close to 30. I suspect these winds will pick up a little bit more before they die down some. Again, that's later this afternoon. We could see some gusts close to 30, 35 miles per hour through the morning. And that is contributing to a wind chill in spots. Places like Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Junction, all reporting some wind chills. Feels like it's in the 30s at this hour. Pollen count is in. Ash jumped up today. It's in the moderate category. Mold and oak at the low threshold there. Ash jumped up to 120, so that leads the way today. Our forecast calls for windy conditions. Temperatures up to about 65 by noontime. We jump into the 70s this afternoon. We'll top out close to 75. Notice those winds start to die down some as we get to 7, 8 o'clock. Down into the 60s by 8, 9 p.m. We're also watching some grass fires that are going on across North Texas, bringing some smoke into our area. We'll have more on that coming up here in just a few minutes, guys.
Thank you, Justin. And a quick look there with TransGuide. There's I-10 at Probant. Looks like there's a stalled vehicle or an emergency vehicle off the side of the road there. Things moving here at Loop 410 at Broadway. We had a lot of problems this morning, but it looks like a lot of these roadways are looking good at this point.
And I think on the 10 and Probant camera, you could see it shaking a little bit because of the wind.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Justin says, it's going to be a windy day. Be prepared for that.
All right, let's take a look at today's 9 at 9.
President Joe Biden is scheduled to speak with Chinese President Xi Jinping this morning as the White House warns Beijing that providing any military assistance to Russia will result in severe consequences. The meeting is the first opportunity for President Biden to assess where President Xi Jinping stands on the war.
A wildfire in West Texas forcing evacuations in the northern part of Taylor County. It includes portions of Abilene, which has a population of about 125,000 people. So far, more than 38,000 acres have burned. Luckily, no injuries have been reported. No word yet on the containment.
The United Kingdom is dropping all remaining COVID-19 travel measures today. The new measures allow all travelers, regardless of vaccination status, to enter without a passenger locator form or negative coronavirus test. The updated measures come even as COVID-19 case counts are rising. More than 444,000 people in the UK tested positive in the 7 days leading up to March 14th, up 48% from the week prior.
Moderna asking the FDA to authorize a second COVID booster shot for everyone 18 and older. The company says in a news release that its request is based partly on recent U.S. and Israeli data following the emergence of the Omicron variant. Pfizer and BioNTech have also asked the FDA for emergency use authorization for an additional booster of their mRNA COVID vaccine. However, the application was only for adults 65 and older.
2 people were killed and 2 others injured when gunfire broke out at a Broward County transit bus yesterday afternoon. The suspected gunman surrendered to police at the scene. Authorities say the commotion may have led to a car accident that injured 3 other people. Fort Lauderdale police say this was not an officer-involved shooting and the bus driver was not injured.
This is what's left of a Walmart fulfillment center in Indiana after a massive fire burned for about 24 hours. It took more than 200 firefighters to put out the blaze. Officials on the scene saying the fire safety systems in the building were working correctly, but the fire was just too big. All 1,000 employees did get out safely. No one was hurt. Walmart says it will reassign all impacted workers to other jobs within the company. Still, no word yet on how this all started.
The U.S. labor market still going gangbusters. Jobless claims fell to 214,000 last week, still near historically low levels. The Labor Department reporting the 4-week average fell to 223,000. U.S. industrial output grew last month. The Federal Reserve says manufacturing rose 1.2%. It's the largest monthly gain since October. Economists now expect manufacturing will hold up even with the war in Ukraine.
Despite asking to be removed, Dolly Parton will stay on the nominee list for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The country music legend said she wanted to decline her nomination because she says it's like putting AC/DC in the Country Music Hall of Fame. If selected, Dolly Parton could join diverse nominees this year: Eminem and Duran Duran.
Amazon has closed a deal to buy a legendary movie studio. The online retailer announced it is acquiring MGM for $8.5 billion. MGM is one of the most iconic movie studios in Hollywood and home to 17,000 television shows and more than 4,000 films, including the James Bond franchise. The movie will give Amazon streaming service Prime Video more content and help it compete with rivals such as Netflix and Disney+. And that's today's 9 at 9.
Well, back here at home, it seems that trouble at a neighbor's home is what led to a shooting overnight by an off-duty school police officer. All this according to the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office still investigating the situation.
The shooting happened in a neighborhood off of Marbach Road in West Bexar County, and as Katrina Weber reports, this started with an assault.
Bexar County Sheriff's deputies were already in this neighborhood for that overnight assault when the shooting happened. They say the man who was wanted in connection with that assault case is the one who was shot. The sheriff's deputies roped off the area near Nectar Creek and Overlook Point for several hours while they investigated. They say an off-duty police officer with the Northside Independent School District was at home when he heard a commotion at his neighbor's home after 3:30 this morning. Deputies say a man who had been involved in an assault had shattered some glass and was breaking back into his own home. At some point, the off-duty officer confronted him and then shot him. The 25-year-old man was hit in his leg and taken to a hospital for treatment. Among the people who were out here earlier was the police chief of Northside ISD Police. He told us that the officer involved in the shooting has been with his department about 5 years, and he now is on administrative duty while the sheriff's office investigates the shooting. Reporting from West Bexar County, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And a busy morning for San Antonio police and first responders. They had their hands full with a major crash on 1604 near Medina Creek.
Jonathan Cotto was on the scene all morning and tells us the car crashed off the interstate, falling 60 feet below.
Without a doubt, a busy morning for first responders. Police tell us the passenger inside the vehicle involved in this crash is dead. Information is limited, but this is what we know right now. We've learned this crash happening close to 1 o'clock this morning. They tell us a male driver and a female passenger were traveling southbound on 1604 when the driver went off the road into a median, crashing through a barrier and falling about 60 feet down into this embankment. They say the vehicle did go airborne before rolling several times, catching on fire and landing almost on the complete opposite end of this embankment. Police tell us the driver was taken to an area hospital. He is expected to be okay. As for the cause of this crash, that's still under investigation. We'll update you as that information is made available. Reporting from the city's far west side, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT 12 News.
In your morning headlines, the highway brought to a standstill after a massive pileup involving dozens of vehicles, and a strange natural phenomenon leads to the deaths of dozens of whales on a beach.
Plus, the latest social media challenge that parents need to be aware of. RJ Marquez joined us live in studio with these stories and so much more. Good morning, RJ.
Good morning. What else do we need to be worried about, right? Parents, Stephanie?
I know, the list goes on.
Yeah, this is another TikTok challenge. We've heard of the Tide Pod challenges, the Cinnamon challenge. This is just, yeah, this one Again, just kind of blows my mind what people come up with, but we'll talk about that just a little bit here. But let's start with this major crash out there in Missouri. Take a look behind me. You could see this aerial video. This highway is back open this morning after this massive pileup right there that left 6 people dead. The accident involved more than 50 vehicles and shut down a 25-mile stretch of that interstate for hours. So state troopers received the call for the crash just after 8 a.m. yesterday. They said that there was very heavy fog in the area, and when they got to the scene, there was already several crashes on both sides of the highway. You could just see that damage. They didn't realize how long this string of accidents stretched out until the fog cleared later in the day. Witnesses there described that horrible scene.
Since I've been here, I've been walking around and could see where some people had to be cut out of their vehicles and some didn't make it. So it was a pretty trying experience.
I was a little shook. I didn't know what to do. I was scared.
Yeah, scary scene there. Missouri State Troopers said that there was less than 50 feet of visibility on that stretch of highway. They're still working to determine the total number of vehicles involved and injuries as well. All right, guys, there's some positive news this morning when it comes to COVID-19. Good news to hear that. Medical experts say community levels and projected deaths are down. So now they're talking about transitioning out of the emergency phase. So the CDC reports less than 1% of people in the U.S. now live in areas with high community levels. So the agency is recommending fewer people need to wear masks in indoor public spaces. Of course, a resurgence could come from an Omicron subvariant that spreads quickly, but experts say it might not be as deadly as other variants, especially if people are boosted.
I would not be surprised, given the fact that we've begun to open up and we have an increase in the BA2 variant, that we'll be seeing an increase in cases.
This may very well become a seasonal disease where the amplitude of disease, the amount of disease that's out there, gets less and less over time.
All right, and here's some other good news here. There's also less people with COVID in hospitals as of the data that shows today, and the CDC forecasts a decline in weekly COVID deaths. Okay, now this weird story out of New Zealand and a very sad and bizarre phenomenon. At least 29 pilot whales, take a look at this guy right here behind me, are dead after a mass stranding on a beach there. So these mass strandings happen when a group of whales or dolphins strand themselves on beaches, and then they often die of dehydration. So conservation officials in New Zealand say 34 whales beached themselves, and right now only 5 have survived and are receiving care. This latest stranding comes after hundreds of pilot whales were beached on the same spot back in 2017. Now get this, experts say there is no universal reason why this happens despite extensive research. It could be a change in the water temperature or just changes in the whale surroundings. So those conservation officials will try to get those surviving whales back into the water here soon. And finally this morning, police in Florida and Georgia warning people about a new challenge that is spreading across social media and gaining traction on TikTok. This challenge is called the Orbeez Challenge, and like many other challenges before it, it's causing some serious problems. So police say people are using Orbeez toy guns loaded with gel beads to randomly fire at other people. In one case in Florida, a 10-year-old child who was shot was injured, and an Amazon delivery driver was also hit while sitting in his vehicle. This individual right here, Sean McMullen, 19-year-old, was arrested in that case. Another family shared ring video of a car speeding down their neighborhood when someone inside suddenly shot at them. You could see that video right there. Fortunately, their cars in the driveway actually blocked those pellets.
Had, my wife turned and looked, if she could have got hit in the eye, or, had they come down the road faster, she wouldn't have been covered by the vehicle.
All right, so the company that makes the toy says Orbeez are designed for educational, creative, and sensory play and not intended to be used as projectiles. And that's also a video there from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office where they found one of these guns in one of the suspects' vehicles. So I don't know, guys, this is another thing spreading across social media, kind of getting the word out. Parents just kind of need to know about this if they see these hashtags or Orbeez Challenge.
Yeah, very, very strange.
Very strange and very weird. I just find it's always interests me how people just come up with this stuff.
Yeah.
And they just find these ways to do this. But yeah, let's keep an eye out for that.
We will. Thank you, RJ.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, RJ. Time now, 9:12, 52 degrees out.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, spring break is in full swing, which means business is booming. However, it's a balancing act as they continue to face worker shortages. A look at how some local attractions are making do with what they have.
But first, how is inflation impacting us here, right in San Antonio and around Texas? Answers next in a live interview. Good morning and welcome back. We're going to talk about it for weeks now. Inflation on the rise across the country. And Texas, well, we have not been spared by these rising prices. Economic experts say this is the worst national inflation crisis we've seen since the early 1980s.
And for a look at how inflation is affecting us locally, we bring in KSAT digital journalist Farrah Savali, who just published this story on KSAT.com. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Well, first off, how steep have price increases been over the past year?
Yeah, well, Stephanie, so one of the main things we look at here is the Consumer Price Index. That's something that the Bureau of Labor Statistics puts together every month to see the average prices for all kinds of goods and services that Americans, buy every month. And what we saw in February was in our region, in the southern region of the United States, an 8.4 overall increase, 8.4% increase in, the overall consumer price index, which is a huge jump. I mean, it is, like Max mentioned earlier, one of the worst crises in terms of inflation seen since the early 1980s. Nationwide, it was about a 7% increase, which is still really bad. And so, it's no secret that, Texans have been feeling this strain as they go out and buy goods and services every day.
Now I want to give credit to you and the web team because the article on there has all the graphs. It was amazing. I dove into it yesterday and I was on there for like a good amount of time. And in it, you break down the specific categories. So for those watching, what categories have been hit worst by inflation?
Yeah, Max, absolutely. It was so great to dive into the data on this and really just show people, the raw numbers of this. There's really three main areas that people are feeling it the most. So we'll start with, let's start with the gasoline prices. Of course, gas has been in May of 2020, gas was about $1.51 a gallon in Texas. So if you think about that, that is really crazy compared to now, in which we've seen those prices more than double across the state. And of course, these things were exacerbated, by the Russian war on Ukraine. But, we've seen that gas prices had actually been on the rise, constantly since that May of 2020. So we've seen them on the rise long before that invasion first started. The other one that's a big deal that people have been noticing a lot is housing. The median house price in San Antonio before the start of the pandemic was somewhere around $211,000. Now that's $289,000. That's like a 47% increase or so, something like that. And it is a really, startling increase for a lot of people who may look to buy a home or who are looking for a home right now. Homeowners haven't been spared, but neither have renters. Rent has gone up in the San Antonio area around 17 or 18% over this time last year. So we're really starting to see it there. And then lastly, I got to say, of course, the grocery store, you're going to see roughly a 12% increase over last year on things like poultry, meat, fish, eggs, those staples that you go to the grocery store every day. Those things are roughly 10 to 12% more expensive. And another one that was really fun that I didn't put into the story, but was really surprising to me was used cars are up 40%. From this time last year.
Wow.
A testament to the car shortage and just how hard it is right now to find a car.
Yeah, we knew they were going up, but wow, that's a big percentage there. And Ferris, how is the Federal Reserve responding to all the price hikes?
Yeah, Stephanie. So earlier this week, the Federal Reserve finally came out and decided that they were going to increase the interest rates for, the prime interest rate on most loans. Now, that's going to affect a lot of consumers and a lot of businesses. Those interest rates will be higher. The idea is you hope to sort of deflate the spending that's going on right now by, disincentivizing so much spending. The Federal Reserve hopes that these inflation rates will eventually fall back into place. Now, the increase that they announced isn't the only one. They are announcing 6 other increases this year, according to them. And so it'll be really interesting to see how they balance that out with worries of a recession or worries of making those interest rates too high. So that's definitely a balance they have to strike. And that'll be something we keep our eye on as the story develops, of course.
All right, Ferris, thank you so much. And he's right. I mean, that is such a tough balancing act, because on one hand, you kind of need to slow down the economy, but at the same time, you can't slow it down too much because we don't want to be 2008 again.
Yeah, it'll be a really interesting thing to see. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yeah, thank you, Ferris. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. And now we turn to Justin. You've been keeping an eye on the windy weather.
Yes, it has been a bit of a problem, and I think we had some video earlier where we showed you the fires going on across north central Texas in Eastland County, the Eastland Complex fire. This is becoming a bigger and bigger issue. Last check, only 1% contained. There was some damage to some homes up there around the city of Ranger. And some of that smoke and that dust, all those gusty winds are blowing it down here. So let's take a look at the map here. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but that Eastland fire, it's up there just south and west of Dallas. There's another larger fire too, south and west of San Angelo, I believe, in Reagan County. But pretty heavy smoke from both of these complexes of fires. And that smoke is getting pushed to the south and east with these gusty northwesterly winds. So we're feeling some of that here. You're going to see a little bit of a haze in the sky and dust too. So it's just going to be hazy, I think, at least to start today with these gusty winds. The heavier smoke is being pulled down towards the Houston area, but just a heads up there. That's why we do have some haze in the sky. And looking at the wind gusts right now, we're gusting close to 30 miles per hour here in San Antonio. So it is sort of a blustery morning. Temperatures have been fairly chilly as well. Gusts to 30 in New Braunfels, gusting to 28 in Pleasanton. And there is a little bit of a wind chill still in the hill country. Places like Kerrville, Fredericksburg, Junction, seeing a wind chill right now. It won't last much longer because temperatures will warm up. But these gusty winds stay with us through midday, and then they do start to taper off as we get into this evening. So less wind tonight, and I think you're going to love the Saturday forecast because we have less wind, sunny skies. It'll be beautiful. Right now, you can see a little bit of that haze, 52 degrees at the airport. Dew point is at 31, north-northwesterly winds at 14, gusting to 29, as we said. 48 Kerrville, 52 Uvalde, 60 Cotulla, 56 in Pleasanton. You're checking in at 46 Bernie Stage, 48 Bulverde, and 52 out there at Randolph. Here's the forecast for today. We're going to keep it sort of gusty through the midday hours, and then by the afternoon, less wind. 74 degrees at 4 o'clock. I think we're up around 75. That'll be our high. Still winds 5 to 15, but they really do calm as we get into the evening hours. 77 o'clock, we're down to 67 by 8 p.m. if you have plans to be outdoors tonight. Friday night plans, it all looks good, although you may want to take your jacket with you because by the time the sun sets, and once the sun sets, and as we get into tonight, temperatures will dip into the 50s and eventually 40s by tomorrow morning. Long term here, high pressure moves away, and by Sunday, this is Sunday 5 o'clock, we start to get some increasing clouds coming in from the south. This is out ahead of our next storm system, and this is sort of our one chance for rain here in the 7-day forecast. So by Monday morning, 7 o'clock, we're starting to see some showers as moisture surges back in here. As this storm system moves through Texas, a little complicated because we'll have a dry line in play here. If that dry line moves through, we're not expecting a whole lot of rain during the day Monday, or at least not Monday afternoon. But by Monday night, early Tuesday, as a front comes through, we could see some storms. There's a window for that. And there could be a couple of strong storms, although the best chance is going to be east of us, and I'll show you that in just a second. Then by Tuesday morning, dry air moves in, and the rain chances go away. When we look at that severe weather threat, the best chance is going to be up around the Metroplex, Tyler, Waco, chances around Austin and Houston. But I think we still have a shot at a couple strong storms here, especially east of I-35. And again, that's late Monday night. We'll keep you posted for sure. In the meantime, 78 degrees Saturday, 78 Sunday. As we officially go into spring, there's your 40% chance of some showers and storms on Monday. And then sunny much of next week. Temperatures dip off a little bit. 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday with lows in the 40s, guys.
All right. Looks nice, but we'll just be careful today.
Yep.
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. 9:25, 52 degrees out.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, details on a new plan to improve transportation infrastructure in Kendall County. Welcome back. It's 9:28. So tackling transportation countywide, that's the goal for local leaders in Kendall County.
Well, the area has continued to grow. Traffic has also grown, and it's grown to be a problem for a lot of people in and around that area. But a transportation committee hopes to offer some solutions. Now, this committee is called the Kendall County Bernie Fair Oaks Transportation Committee. And according to the group, Kendall County is booming. The population projected to hit close to 98,000 people in the next 2 decades. Some residents, though, they are feeling these growing pains.
That's right. A Bernie resident who has lived in that area for about 2 years tells us she has seen more congestion on roads like Main Street and River Road. Now she's also seeing more people exercising or strolling on the sidewalk. So something else she would like to see more of?
More pedestrian-friendly crosswalks and things like that. And then, you know, patrol it and make sure that people are actually yielding the way to the pedestrian.
And that is where the Bernie Master Mobility Plan rolls in. It focuses on the future of transportation investment and will look at mobility challenges for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers.
And coming up in our next half hour, we're going to hear from the city of Bernie and why they're urging residents to be involved in this process.
All right, time now 9:30, 52 degrees out.
A lot more ahead on GMSA at 9. Changes coming to the St. Mary's Strip after residents and businesses make a deal. We're going to break down what to expect if you're planning to go out there in the area very soon.
But first, we are talking live with Eric Cooper from the San Antonio Food Bank. We're going to be talking about the NFT, the project to try to raise money for the food bank. And we're going to be talking about what the current need is in and around San Antonio. We're going to explain right after the break. Good morning and welcome back. Crypto for a good cause. Now, the San Antonio Spurs released a special NFT collection all in honor of head coach Greg Popovich's all-time wins.
So the Spurs announced the 1336 Coach Pop NFT collection in honor of Popovich's 1,336 record-breaking wins.
All right, so the best part, all of the proceeds from the NFTs will go to the San Antonio Food Bank.
So to give us an update and help break down what exactly this means, we have Eric Cooper joining us this morning. Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning and happy Friday to everyone. We are so excited about this, especially for Coach Popovich. I mean, what an incredible leader. What a great coach for our city. I think he inspires us all to be better, and his involvement with the food bank has been about really putting food on the table for those in need. And when it came time to bring attention to him on being the most winningest NBA coach of all time, he wanted to defer that attention and really help families right here in our community.
All right, so talking about the program, first and foremost, for those who don't know, what exactly are these NFTs and how can people or how did people bid on them?
Well, I tell you, I had to go to school on this. An NFT is a non-fungible token. These are kind of in the virtual space, like you said, cryptocurrency. What viewers are going to want to do if they'd like to purchase a piece of history and own a piece of Pop's record, you go to spurs.com and you register with your virtual wallet, and then you can purchase a piece of that history. There are only 1336 tokens available, and it's going to wrap up today. So you're going to want to act fast before those all sell out. But it will raise hundreds of thousands of dollars to help us nourish families, like I said, throughout South Texas. And we couldn't be more excited to be involved. And a huge congratulations to the whole Spurs organization.
And so far, how much money has been raised for the food bank?
Yeah, so just short of a couple of $100,000 have already been raised. Now there's a couple of components. There's an auction on some signature plays. These are some cards that Pop had drawn up and autographed those. These are some secret plays, right? So you can own a piece of that along with these NFTs that celebrate the 1336 wins. Now, of course, we hope Pop continues that record, keep moving that on up, and we hope to continue to collect some additional dollars to help us at the food bank. But this is one creative way to bring attention to the issue of hunger and a great way to celebrate an amazing head coach.
Now, we've been obviously working very closely with you since before the pandemic. We've seen the long lines, but we've also seen inflation and gas prices rise in the last few months. What does the need look like for San Antonio from your guys' perspective?
Yeah, we're pretty stressed. I mean, obviously, we got hit with, surcharges on the uptick in the price of gas. And so we're spending about $1,000 a day more than we had been to keep all of our vehicles on the road. All of our trucks use diesel fuel. And then when you think about families, the inflation on food, they're leaving the grocery store with a little less food than they had. And to make up that difference, they're coming to us at the food bank. I worry about this summer, right? When kids get out of school, if inflation continues, many families will receive a little bit of a reduction in their SNAP benefits due to the pandemic closing and this policy that the federal government had for a global health crisis. So we're worried, but it's strategy like this that helps support us, that can help us make up the difference for these families we're currently providing food to.
Well, Eric Cooper, thank you for joining us, and thank you for helping so many families in San Antonio.
Thank y'all.
All right, taking a live look out at the Alamo City, 9:38. It is gorgeous out there, 53 degrees. So Justin Horn, I got to ask, did you bid on any of the 1336 NFTs?
I didn't.
You still have time, don't worry.
Yeah, today.
I'm still learning about all that stuff too. But that was good information. I learned some stuff there. Here's something we're a little bit worried about. I don't want to bombard you with bad news here, but we are watching the oak trees, and you see these pictures, and you know what's ahead. Oak season. There it is. You can see the little catkins, as we call them, really starting to get going here. So that means those oak numbers are going to start to tick up here soon. Not today, though. Oak's in the low category. It's at 70. What did pick up today was ash. It's in the moderate category at 120. As we look across the country, we're doing well. We've got clear skies, mostly clear skies, but you see some of the stronger storms now out near New Orleans and Florida. That's where there's tornado watches, and there will be some severe weather out there today. Back here in Texas, though, it's just the gusty winds that we're dealing with right now. 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts, generally speaking, New Braunfels down to Pleasanton and San Antonio this morning. And temperatures, well, we should make it up into the 70s this afternoon. Not as warm as yesterday. We're thinking about 74, 75 for a high here in San Antonio later this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Those winds die down tonight, and Saturday's looking beautiful. We'll talk more about that and that next chance for rain on Monday. That's coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Justin, thank you. Top stories we're following. A man is recovering after a drive-by shooting incident on the west side. It happened around 3 this morning on Highway 90 in South Callahan. And that's where police say a man in his 30s was driving when someone in another vehicle started shooting at him. He was hit in the armpit and had some facial injuries from fragments of glass. He was taken to the hospital, and we're told he's doing okay. No word if any suspects have been arrested.
And a lot of questions remain after a minor was shot late last night on the southwest side. Now, officers responded to Valley High Drive for reports of a young person being shot. Investigators actually believe the shooting took place somewhere else. The victim was shot in the shoulder and brought to Valley High for help. Right now, still unclear how old the victim is. And at last check, no suspects have been arrested.
It was also a scary night on the roadways. This was a scene on I-35 southbound in San Pedro in the downtown area. This crash sent at least one person to the hospital. Police tell us a woman driving a sedan launched her vehicle from the upper level of the highway to the lower level. She had to be cut free from the car. It's still not clear what led up to the crash.
And a man, woman, and baby all lucky to be alive this morning. Fire crews able to pull them out of the vehicle after they were hit by another driver late last night. It happened around 10:30 at Calabria and Ingram on the west side. Police tell us that another driver slammed into them, causing their vehicle to roll over onto the sidewalk. All three rushed to the hospital.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide this morning. Looking out there at Highway 90 in Nogalitos, things are running smoothly right now. And on the topic of traffic, Kendall County is booming and it shows no sign of slowing down. And that's why a transportation committee is looking at a new way to reduce congestion in that area.
The Bernie Master Mobility Plan, it focuses on transportation investment and will look at mobility challenges for pedestrians, cyclists, and drivers. So local leaders want to make sure that residents' concerns are heard. According to a transportation committee, the population in Kendall County is projected to reach close to 98,000 over the next 20 years.
Chris Shadrock is with the city of Boerne, and he says the plan is crucial because it spotlights areas residents want to see improved. However, the ultimate goal is to secure funding so their hopes can become a reality.
Well, it all comes down to one thing, and that's money. And, we don't have kind of the general funds in our city accounts to go spend $20 million in a year to go fix a road.
The second phase for the Kendall County Boerne Fair Oaks Transportation Committee, which aims to reduce congestion and mobility challenges countywide. So if you'd like to learn how you can get involved, just visit our website at ksat.com.
All right, if you plan to party on St. Mary's Strip, this could be the last weekend before most business owners, well, they may have big changes coming.
That's right. During a community meeting last night, there appeared to be some compromise between most business owners and neighbors concerned about trash, safety, and some parking problems.
Patty Santos explains some residents are waiting to see it before they believe it.
I understand you're upset.
Tobin Hill homeowners are ready to get their streets and security back. In a meeting at St. Sophia Church, 16 of 19 business owners agreed to raise drink prices, set entry age to 21 years old, and set up a weekend morning street cleaning crew.
Negotiating is business, so you're not going to walk away 100% happy. We're not going to walk away 100% happy, but at least we walk away like, hey, you know what? We got what we needed to get done, and I feel a lot better than when we started.
SAPD will begin to limit residential parking and place 7 officers to enforce street closures starting next weekend. A separate parking study will reveal a more permanent solution in May. But rideshare will be the future of those visiting the St. Mary's Strip.
We need more little areas where rideshare can pick up and drop off passengers safely instead of just pulling on the side of the street.
Some residents are skeptical, others are optimistic.
They just need to be willing to accept and realize nothing's going to happen overnight.
Safety and maintenance concerns also face the Deep Ellum Entertainment District in Dallas. In the 90s, they formed the nonprofit foundation to handle those issues.
We kind of sit at the middle of all those things and are an advocate on behalf of Deep Ellum.
Executive Director Stephanie Huberg of the Deep Ellum Foundation says the city of Dallas funds the nonprofit to promote stability.
The goal was to say, how can we make sure that we have a well-rounded growth and continue this kind of path as opposed to see boom and bust cycles.
Huberg says communication is the first step to finding a solution.
There's a lot of ground that can be gained by just having that joint understanding.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
And spring break is in full swing, and this year families are getting a taste of normalcy at theme parks. And while the challenge for local theme parks has been worker turnover and employee retention during the pandemic, SeaWorld and Six Flags Fiesta Texas tell our Alicia Beretta that they're prepared for peak season.
Thank you. For many, it's the first spring break since the pandemic began that they're finally enjoying their time off. This as the nation faces a labor shortage across many sectors, pushing companies like Six Flags Fiesta Texas to offer competitive hourly rates.
And we have a variety of jobs starting as high as $15 or more.
Left swing, guys. And other theme parks like SeaWorld to provide generous incentives to new employees.
Right now we're offering up to $1,000 bonus for those who come and work over at the water park as a lifeguard. And we also have $750 bonuses for those who come and get hired into our food and beverage area.
Worker-driven changes to meet the spring break demand and prevent ride closures.
Right now, no rides are closed right now due to staffing. We've been lucky to continue to maintain our ambassadors that have continued on because we're now year-round.
Jeff Fillico, Marketing and Communications Manager for Six Flags Fiesta Texas, says they're nearly fully staffed.
We've done things like brought in temporary workers to help some of our support positions. We move around our team members on a daily basis as needed.
Both parks assure that if it comes down to a ride being closed, more often than not, it deals with weather.
Last week's cold weather did kind of take a few things down.
There are conditions here in the rock quarry that are unique to our environment.
And regardless of the current staffing situation, both parks continue to hire employees to ensure families enjoy their visit. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Time now, 9:46, 53 degrees out.
We'll be right back.
Good morning, welcome back, and happy Friday.
Yes,
what do you got planned for the
Friday.
weekend?
I'm going to the river parade tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, but the weather will be nice for it.
Perfect. It is going to be great Saturday. Good weather Saturday, good weather Sunday, and then things change a little bit on Monday. One question that we have been getting, guys, The cold temperatures, are we going to see another freeze? A lot of people are ready to get plants in the ground, do that sort of thing. Let's look at the average last freeze. And keep in mind, as we say when we show this graphic, this is just an average. Our average last freeze, February 24th. Obviously, we saw a freeze last week, but there is nothing in the 7-day forecast that would indicate we're going to see a freeze here in San Antonio. I will caution those in the hill country. We've got some 40s for here in San Antonio next week. That likely means you'll be close there in the hill country when it comes to freezing. Your average last freeze in Kerrville is not till March 28th. Keep in mind, we have seen a freeze as late as April 3rd. So it can happen, but there is nothing right now, again, to indicate we'll see a freeze anytime soon here in San Antonio. Looking at the wind gusts, still gusting close to 30 here in town. Wind's going to be the big story, at least this morning. Winds do die down as we get later into this afternoon and this evening. You'll see these wind gusts come down from 30 to 35 miles per hour down to about 15, maybe 10, and then by tonight we'll see light winds. The wind gust forecast shows that. There shouldn't be a dip there. We're going to see gusty winds all the way through about 2 p.m. and then you'll see that drop off as we get later into today. Here's the scene right now. We've got clear skies, 52 degrees. North-northwesterly winds at 14. A lot of dry air out there too. Temperatures in the 40s still. Fredericksburg and Kerrville. We'll see the numbers warm into the 70s today, I think, in a lot of spots. A little cooler than yesterday. But it should still be pretty nice. 53, Helotes, 52, Canyon Lake, 53 right now. New Braunfels, 57. Stinson, here's the forecast for today. A little bit of wind through the first half of the day. And then by 4 p.m., 74. I think we top out at 75. And then as we get into the evening hours, clear skies, less wind, temperatures falling into the 60s by 8 and 9 p.m. So great if you have plans to be out this evening, out and about around town. Looking really, really good. Dew point tracker. Air's going to be dry for the next couple of days, but by Sunday evening, dew points shoot up. We're going to see a lot of moisture Monday morning. That's going to lead to some showers, and then maybe a thunderstorm late on Monday before we get dry air back in here. And it gets very dry Tuesday into Wednesday with gusty winds. So we'll have to worry about that fire threat again unless we get some rain on Monday. And here's how it pans out. High pressure scoots east. We start to see increase in clouds late on Sunday. Chance of showers Monday morning. And then there's a dry line working across the area Monday afternoon. That may keep us from getting storms during the day on Monday, but I think Monday night into early Tuesday, there is an opportunity to see some storms, 40%. And there could be a couple strong storms, especially San Antonio and points northeast. And then the dry air pours in on Tuesday. There's that risk of severe weather. I mentioned the best chances are going to be north and east of us. At least that's the way it looks right now. Things could change a little bit. And I still think even here in town, we can see a strong storm or two, so stay tuned. 78 Saturday, 78 Sunday, 83 Monday, 40% chance of rain, and then cooler behind that front. 75 Tuesday, 72 on Wednesday. We'll be right back. All right, one last look at the forecast. 75 degrees today. Winds die down by this evening. Beautiful day tomorrow. 78 Sunday, then a chance for some showers and storms on Monday.
Well, at least we have the chance of rain for Monday.
We're hoping we can avoid some of the severe weather and just get some rain out of it, because that's what we need.
All right, I hope it goes that way. Thank you, Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you for watching. See you here, News at Noon.
Have a great weekend.